Hi, I'm EJ Smith. I'm here to talk to you about my Esper Standard deck. This deck revolves around artifacts, as most Esper decks do. My specific build revolves around the Esper Zoas and its interaction with the other cards. I use some pain lands here for the main base of the deck, along with the Arcane Sanctum. The basic lands are here, so that way in case I get Path to Exile, I can just pull one of them out. Can always use a land. And Fairy Conclaves are used for in case I need the extra punch, or if my board gets wiped, which could happen with artifacts, but there's not that much artifact hate in Standard. Mainly you need to worry about Wrath of God, which you can use your Meddling Mage in the sideboard against. But I also have the Shimmering Grotto in here, because there's no gemstone lines in this format, so it always helps to have a little bit more possibilities of mana, which is also why I have the Springleaf Drum and the Chromatic Star. The Springleaf Drum is great because you can drop a creature and use the drum to tap it in the same turn, because its summoning sickness isn't affected as it costs the Springleaf. Chromatic Star is great because when it hits the graveyard, I get to draw a card. Ponder is also used for card draw, and so is the Esper. Esper can also be used in a pinch to discard someone else's cards or destroy an enchantment, but I mainly use it for the card draw. For removal, we have 2 Oblivion Rings, and I use the Tide Hollow Scroller for removal directly from the hand. Now we have the main part of the deck. The Esper Zoa and the Master Transmuter both allow you to return artifacts to your hand. The Elsewhere Flask, every time it hits the table, it gives you a card. And the Ethersworn Shield Mage, every time that hits the table, it allows your creatures to not have any damage done to them. So it also has Flash, so save it for the opponent's turn and drop it down when they're attacking, or use it when you're attacking. Charm is great because when he hits the table, the artifacts near your graveyard, you can bring one of them back to play. You can use the Transmuter to play Charm for only blue and the cost of returning an artifact, which is a good thing for this deck. And every time that something hits the table, the Glaze Fiends also become powered. Now, on a good hand, I would have, say, the Transmuter is out. I have Charm in my hand and a Glaze Fiend is on the table with the Sculptor. Sculptors are almost always out because I have 4 of them. Same thing with Master of Ethereum. Sculptors make this deck really easy to play because they decrease the mana for almost every single card. The Transmuter will be out and the Glaze Fiend's on the table. You tap this, pay blue, and return an Elsewhere Flask to your hand. And then play Charm. When Charm comes into play, you get to pull an artifact from your graveyard, so that hits the table, and then you replay the Flask for 1. So, on this turn, you've played Charm, the Flask, and the Graveyard card. So, that is +6/+6 to the Glaze Fiend. So that's a 6/7 flyer if you only have one of them. If there's 2 on the table, that's 2 6/7 flyers. Plus you have your Esper Zoa could be out for 4/3, and the Masters give everything +1/+1. So this causes a great combination no matter what cards you draw. The Canonist is in here just to slow down anything else that might be being used against me. They're a great card, there's no reason not to have them in this deck. Sideboard, I have Wrath of God, and Meddling Mage is used about almost any possible situation Meddling Mage can be used for. Oblivion Ring and Ethersworn Canonist are great if you need them, you sideboard them in. Negate and Remove Soul take care of any main deck spells that you have to worry about from the opponent. And I also have Zealous Persecution and Infest in there to take care of the Fairy matchup. Not that I've really had to use them that much, but they can be a potential bomb against that deck. Alright, well, that's my deck. Thank you.